The US-China trade war has escalated once more, marking a significant shift in global economic dynamics. China announced retaliatory tariffs on a range of US goods, targeting key industries and products that are vital to the American economy. This move comes in response to the US's recent decision to impose a 10% tariff on all imports from China, a decision that has sent shockwaves through international markets. The trade conflict, a simmering tension for years, has now erupted into a full-blown economic battle, affecting businesses and consumers alike. Both sides seem entrenched in their positions, raising serious concerns about the future of global trade and economic stability. Experts warned that this could lead to a prolonged period of economic uncertainty. The stakes are high for both countries as they navigate this complex and high-stakes economic confrontation. The US and China are the world's two largest economies, and their actions have a profound impact on global markets. They are deeply intertwined through complex supply chains and investments, making the trade war's impact far-reaching and multifaceted. The ripple effects of this trade war are already being felt around the world, with disruptions in supply chains and increased costs for consumers. This escalation in trade tensions is a significant development, one that could reshape the landscape of international trade for years to come. It signals a hardening of stances and a departure from the spirit of cooperation that has characterized previous trade negotiations. This is likely to have far-reaching consequences for the global economy, affecting everything from stock markets to everyday consumer goods. The world watches closely as these two economic giants continue their standoff, with hopes for a resolution that could stabilize the global economic order. The US's decision to impose a 10% tariff on all Chinese goods is rooted in a complex web of economic and political considerations. This move is seen as a significant escalation in the ongoing trade war between the two largest economies in the world. The US administration argues that China has engaged in unfair trade practices for years. These practices include manipulating their currency, providing subsidies to local businesses, and creating barriers for foreign companies. These practices, they contend, have resulted in a massive trade deficit for the US and job losses in key manufacturing sectors. The trade deficit has been a point of contention, with many arguing that it weakens the US economy. Furthermore, the US accuses China of intellectual property theft and forced technology transfer. American companies have long complained about being coerced into sharing their technology as a condition for doing business in China. The US demands greater access to Chinese markets for American companies. They believe that opening up these markets will create a level playing field and provide new opportunities for growth. They also want China to address structural issues in its economy. This includes reforming state-owned enterprises and reducing government intervention in the market. The US administration views these tariffs as leverage. They believe that by applying economic pressure, they can force China to come to the negotiating table and agree to more favorable terms. They believe it will force China to make concessions. However, this strategy is not without its risks, as it could lead to further escalation and economic instability. However, China has shown no signs of backing down. Chinese officials have made it clear that they are prepared to retaliate and protect their national interests. It has responded with tariffs of its own. This tit-for-tat approach has created a tense and uncertain economic environment, with both sides digging in for a prolonged trade conflict. China's retaliatory tariffs are strategically aimed at maximizing pressure on the US economy. China has imposed a 10% tariff on crucial US exports such as crude oil and agricultural machinery. These sectors are vital to the US economy. They employ millions of Americans and contribute significantly to the country's GDP. Furthermore, China has targeted liquefied natural gas and coal with a 15% tariff. This move is particularly significant. It comes at a time when the US is trying to increase its energy exports to global markets. By targeting these specific sectors, China aims to inflict economic pain on key constituencies in the US. This could potentially create political pressure on the US administration to reconsider its stance on trade. The announcement of tit-for-tat tariffs triggered immediate shockwaves across global financial markets. Asian stock markets, initially buoyed by a temporary delay in US tariffs on Mexico and Canada, quickly retreated. They reflected the growing unease about the escalating trade war. Wall Street experienced a similar roller coaster of emotions. The initial shock of China's announcement led to heavy losses. However, news of the temporary reprieve for Mexico and Canada provided some respite. Despite this temporary recovery, the underlying sentiment remains one of uncertainty. The trade war has injected a significant dose of volatility into global markets. It has made investors wary. Businesses are delaying investments and expansion plans. Section 5. Expert Perspectives: Decoding the Trade War Chessboard. Trade experts and analysts are closely watching the unfolding trade war. They are meticulously analyzing every move made by both the United States and China, trying to predict the next steps in this complex geopolitical game. They offer valuable insights into its potential trajectory and impact. These insights are crucial for businesses and investors who are trying to navigate the turbulent waters of international trade. Dr. Harry Broadman, a renowned trade expert at the Rand Corporation, believes that these tariffs are just the opening salvo in what could be a protracted and damaging trade war. He emphasizes that the initial tariffs are likely to be followed by a series of retaliatory measures from both sides. This is a high-stakes game of chess, notes Broadman. Each move is calculated, with both nations trying to outmaneuver the other while minimizing their own economic damage. Both sides are making calculated moves, trying to anticipate the other's next step. The strategies employed are reminiscent of a chess game where foresight and planning are key to gaining an advantage. Russ Mould, an investment director at A.J. Bell, echoes this sentiment. He highlights the importance of understanding the broader implications of each move in this trade war. He points out that the trade war has introduced a new layer of complexity to an already uncertain global economic outlook. The ripple effects of these trade tensions are being felt across various sectors and markets worldwide. Investors are grappling with multiple unknowns, Mould observes. The uncertainty surrounding the trade war is causing significant volatility in the stock markets as investors try to make sense of the rapidly changing landscape. The trade war, potential tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and China's response are all creating a perfect storm of uncertainty. This confluence of factors is making it increasingly difficult for businesses and investors to plan for the future as they navigate through this unprecedented period of economic turbulence. Section 6. China's economic tightrope: internal challenges amidst external pressures. The trade war with the US comes at a delicate time for China's economy. The country is grappling with a slowdown in growth. The post-pandemic recovery has been uneven. The real estate sector, a crucial engine of the Chinese economy, is facing a deepening crisis. The trade war exacerbates these existing challenges. It puts further strain on Chinese businesses, particularly exporters who are now facing higher tariffs in the US market. The Chinese government is walking a tightrope. It needs to find ways to support its economy while also standing firm against US pressure. Section 7. Google in the crosshairs: a symbolic strike in the tech arena. Adding another layer of complexity to the US-China relationship is China's recent anti-monopoly probe into Google. While Google's search engine remains blocked in mainland China, its Android operating system and partnerships with Chinese smartphone manufacturers give it a significant presence in the country. This move, while seemingly unrelated to the trade war, is seen by many analysts as a symbolic strike against a US tech giant. It underscores the broader geopolitical tensions between the two superpowers, particularly in the realm of technology and data. Section 8. The Global Trade Web: Navigating the Fallout and Future Negotiations. The US-China trade war has far-reaching implications for the global trading system. The interconnected nature of global supply chains means that this conflict will inevitably impact businesses and consumers worldwide. The uncertainty surrounding the trade war is already causing disruptions in global trade flows. The World Trade Organization, already weakened by internal divisions and challenges to its authority, is struggling to mediate this dispute. The future of multilateral trade negotiations and the rules-based trading system hangs in the balance. Section 9. The Canada Factor: a glimmer of cooperation in a climate of conflict. Amidst the escalating trade tensions, the recent agreement between Canada and the US to delay tariffs offers a glimmer of hope. President Trump's conversation with Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau resulted in a deal that diffused, at least temporarily, the threat of tariffs on Canadian goods. While the specifics of the deal, including Canada's commitment to enhance border security and combat fentanyl trafficking, are important, the broader significance lies in the willingness of both sides to engage in dialogue and find common ground. This offers a valuable lesson for the US and China as they navigate their own complex trade relationship.
So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's turn the page on a new adventure together. Get ready to experience books like never before, only on VBook 360. Like, comment, and share to support the channel and keep the video magic alive. Thank you for stopping by. And remember, every video has a story, and every story deserves to be shared. See you in the next video.